So it is the UFC DI card in Mexico City this weekend, literally tomorrow, and I have procrastinated making this video for so long because the card is genuinely horseshit. Until I remembered, I'm just going to put the full card predictions at the beginning, just circle who I think is going to win, and put it on the screen. Meanwhile, I'm going to talk about Brandon Moreno and Lorna Kavanagh because I do think this is kind of an interesting matchup to an extent, but I do think Brandon Moreno's going to win. And I'll tell you why I think Brandon Moreno's going to win. I just don't trust Lorna Kavanagh in a 5-round fight. It's like, and I do think Brandon Moreno may get a finish. I don't want to put too much emphasis on that just yet, because I think in Brandon Moreno's entire career he's got like, one KO. And that's not getting cut out. And in that entire career, he's had like one KO against Kai Kara France a couple of years back with a liver kick. I don't think he's going to get that ever again. I'm not going to lie. But this fight is kind of interesting because on one end you've got the Mexican boxing style from Brandon Moreno, where he stands there, he uses his jab, and he does his combinations, and then he'll do that little face he always does with his hands down, but never seems to get punched. I'm going to put a screenshot up of it on the screen if I can find it, but I probably won't because I'm a lazy fat cunt. But yeah, he's got that interesting style where he just kind of like mushes his face up in front of his opponent. It's kind of odd, but like, yeah. But Brandon Moreno has legitimately not fought anyone who is like smaller than him in a while, and I do think that would be an issue. But Brandon Moreno is about 5'6". Lorna Kavanagh is about 5'4". Says he's 5'6". I don't believe it. I really don't believe he's 5'6" at all. I believe Lorna Kavanagh is closer to like 5'4", which is what Tapology has him as. But Lorna Kavanagh, I do think he's going to be in the rankings for a long time. Like, with Lorna Kavanagh, he is good. Like, and people forget before the Charles Johnson KO, he was actually beating him. Like, Charles Johnson was just doing his thing, weird kicks and stuff like that, landing the odd punch and jabs now and then. But like, Lorna Kavanagh was genuinely landing good shit, like, legitimately. He had a few moments where it was, like, boring moments where he was just, like, kind of holding him up against the fence, and it was just, wah. But, like, it's okay because the fight was alright. He did actually rock, and I think, did he drop him? I'm not quite sure, but he may have dropped Charles Johnson in the first round, but I'm not entirely sure of that, but I know he rocked him, absolutely. And he is undeniably going to be in the top 15 for a long time, but easy at the top 5 level. Brandon Moreno has had the best quadrilogy against Figueiredo probably ever. The trilogy, the quadrilogy, the rematch, the very first fight, all of which were great fights. I can't remember which one was draw, or which one, no, the guy who won, and everyone thought it was Brandon Moreno or something, but it was, like, realistically it was Figueiredo. But this fight, because it's kind of like you have the explosiveness, the fast twitch, so I do think Lorna Kavanagh is going to be kind of beating up Brandon Moreno for the first 2 rounds. Not beating him up, but like getting the better of it, maybe hurting him in moments, but we know Brandon Moreno has that Mexican chin. Like, no one's knocking that guy out except from like TKO, from like ground and pounds, like Tatsuro Taira did. I need to stop stuttering my words. And I do just think, genuinely speaking, that in the first 2 rounds he's going to be having a lot of success. He's going to be maybe landing his combinations, maybe rocks him in a moment, but like, he will just do that face again and then land a jab cross, and it will be like a very much emphasis on the cross itself, like he always seems to do in every single one of his fights. But with this comes Lorna Kavanagh's inexperience in 5-round fights. He doesn't have experience in 5-round fights, which is bad because this is his first main event. He's in a crowd, which he's not really used to a UFC crowd. He's had one fight in a crowd at UFC London where he had a competitive fight against what I can't even remember his name, but a competitive fight against that guy, and I don't know if I can trust Lorna Kavanagh in a 5-round fight versus Brandon Moreno, who's a veteran of the sport. He's only lost to champions, and maybe even a future champion in Tatsuro Otera. And I'm just going to say, right, if Tatsuro Otera beats Joshua Van, right, Van versus Brandon Moreno would be one of the best fights to make. Imagine the boxing combinations in that fight. It would be so fucking good. But regardless of that, Lorna Kavanagh has zero experience of 5-rounders. He has zero experience at the top of the sport. He's never had a main event. I don't think he's going to be able. There's a lot of pressure on him. Coming in at short notice, he is not going to be able to have the cardio to take him to a 5-round fight. And this is why I evidently believe that Brandon Moreno is going to TKO Lorna Kavanagh again in the 4th round. And I've already gone over the things again, but if you're going to gas out in a 3-rounder, you're definitely going to gas out in a 5-rounder on short notice. So, yeah, and the video is nowhere near 10 minutes long, so I need to yap a little bit more. So, let's talk about Brandon Moreno's last fight against Tatsuro Otera. Tatsuro Otera is legitimately going to be a future champion. If against Joshua Van, I saw that fight got announced, trust me, I'm waiting for tonight when this announcement from Dana White comes out, and if it's shit, get ready for a hell of a video. And I'm going to release the reaction to that announcement. But with Brandon Moreno, Tatsuro Otera is legitimately going to be a future champion. If it's against Joshua Van, if it's in the future, who fucking knows? But he will be a future champion, right? That's what we know. And no one has the grappling in the division of him. Like, not even Dagestanis. Like, people glaze the Dagestanis grappling. Like, Tatsuro Otera, who's, like, from, like, Japan or some Asian... Like, some of the wonky-eyed countries, yeah. Just a bit of rage bait to add in the video, just so I can try and get, like, my 3 seconds of fame from, I don't know, some, like, leftist trying to call me racist or something. The wonky-eyed people. The wonky-eyed. You know, the ones that look a bit dodgy? Them ones. Them people. Fuck's it. I might get arrested in the UK. You know what I mean? This is the UK, we're under Keir Starling's rule. But, yeah. Brandon Moreno, he was legitimately winning that fight against Tatsuro Otera. He was. He had him in a triangle choke for the first round, and then in the second round, he just fucked up the whole shit, give up his back. That's why I evidently chose Tatsuro Otera, because it was just a little bit too easy for Pantoja in some scenarios just to get in his back and holding him there in that fight. And yeah, and even in the first round he was like mediocrely outstriking him, rocked him in a moment. Even Tatsuro Otera had some good striking and in moments. Like, it wasn't a bad performance from him either. I know he was kind of getting battered the entire fight, well, not battered, but like he was getting beaten up for a lot of the fight, but or losing a lot of the fight, but like he was doing well. But with Brandon Moreno, I rewatched the Usyk fight. The way he builds on his jab is just so well. Like, he'll do a jab and then he'll like stutter step and then left hook, start off with his left hook instead. Not too many fakes, but he does do that little like pout with his mouth. Every single, like, I don't know why he does it. I'm gonna keep repeating it, but like, it's the fact how he does it, and nobody but Pantoja is for. I'm gonna punch this fucker in the head when he tries to pout at me like some fucking Instagram whore. It's a weird one. I'm telling you, it's a weird one. But yeah, Brandon Moreno, I do just think it's an easy pick. I am down on predictions this year, especially in main events. I think the only one I've got right is I think it's only Volkanovski. I do think it's only Volkanovski, so I'm like 1-4. I've got 3 wrong. That's actually terrible. And as well, I kind of knew like I got them wrong as well. So yeah, like I did kind of think Gaethje might win. I might pull it off, get the upset, and I did think Mario Bautista would. But then I rewatched the fight, and I was just kind of like, So I've decided that for now, future predictions, I'm not even gonna watch fights unless it's for the prelim, guys. So yeah. Now I do want to touch upon the co-main event in this video, just because I do think it's kind of a fun matchup for David Martinez. But we got Chito Vera and David Martinez, and obviously I'm choosing David Martinez. I'm not dumb, I know, right? But Chito Vera is legitimately one of the most frustrating fighters to watch. When I was doing study for these things before I decided I ain't going to do a full card prediction because I can't be fucked, because it's so bad. You know, the Paramount deal was supposed to be so good, but we just get shit again with a good main event now and then. This wasn't even a good core main event. It was, but obviously, you know, no warrior spirit in them, no fight in them whatsoever. That, you know, that certain belief in the world that just cannot fight injured at all. But, you know, every single non-believer in that certain faith can. Is it because their culture is not very accepting to losers? Probably, but let's not go there because I live in the UK and I could be arrested for saying this alone. If they're asking, I wasn't talking about any religion. I was talking about religion, but you know, and yeah, I forgot what I was talking about now. But with Chito Vera, he is such a weird fighter to watch. He walks forward like he is like Sergey Spivak. Like, you are not a heavyweight. Why do you have the skill of a heavyweight? Why are you trying to fight like a heavyweight? But he has power. He does have power, and he has fun scraps sometimes when he's not fighting Figueiredo, who just throws a strike per minute and wins a fight. But again, he is on a 3-fight losing streak. Sean O'Malley, forgot who the other guy is, Figueiredo, I think. And what's the other guy's name? I forgot him. He beat Aldo in that controversial decision. What's his name? Zahabi. It is Zahabi, the guy who looks like Ariel Helwani. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. His last fight was close. Very fucking close. And he just did the same thing again. He just walks in a straight line, takes punches, and wants to give one. How can you get to this point? I don't get it. I really don't get how you can get to this point in MMA where you've been training for years and you've not adapted at all to your weaknesses, which is your movement, just everything. Not even movement. I was going to say like go through it all, but like everything. That's his weakness, everything. And if he loses, 2-3 more fights, he's out the sport. He's going to fucking PFL or the GFL. I saw the Global Fight League has been reincarnated. Let's see how far that goes. But yeah, I'm going to end the video here. It's starting to get long. I don't want to edit this shit. I really can't be arsed. I've got to find like footage, and I'm starting to think the footage wasn't such a good idea, because my viewership has dropped significantly since I started doing the footage. So leave a comment if you think I should get rid of that. But it's better than a fucking just a picture that I just drag out to however long the video is. But I'm gonna leave the video here. A like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and all that YouTube shit or whatever the fuck. And yeah, I'm gonna try and record tomorrow as well for the announcements of UFC, whatever the fuck they announce tomorrow. And yeah, subscribe, please. I need to eat and make money. I would really appreciate it. We're still on the goal of trying to get 100 subscribers by the end of this year. So if you could do that, would be appreciated greatly.